It is the Tuesday morning of November 7th, 2023, and welcome to our today's program of Press Review, a program in which we take you through some of the stories that are appearing in our newspapers. And as usual, we do have the Daily Times as well as other nation newspapers. In today's program, you're with me, Charity Chilanga, and my colleague
Emmanuel Georgia.
Mwanzuga Bwanji.
Ife Tatsuga Kayaino.
Tatsuga Bwino.
Ekutentha boka.
Asi, nthawi yake.
Nthawi yake.
Alright, I will be taking you through the Daily Times, and to begin with, the front page, who approves Malawi tobacco. Part of the story says the Minister of Agriculture said the World Health Organization WHO has given a nod to Malawi's tobacco, paving the way for it to be sold at international markets after the country followed safe procedures on tobacco production. This comes at a time that the Tobacco Commission (TC) has managed to issue 49,073 licenses, translating into 239.2 million kilograms licensed quota compared to the previous season, when a total quota of 188,165 kgs were licensed. Yes.
Yeah. And it's one of many forex.
Yes.
So
Yes. This is a very good development. Who yabanga approve for Jawa Malawi. And kuti tikati ngati dziko tikirepo chidwi zitithandiza kuthana ndi mavuto ena mwa mavuto amene tikumbana nawo amene akubwera chifukwa cha kusowa kwa ndalama yakunja.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Here we have the nation. New cholera wave rages, and we have two sub-headlines. It says 46 cases recorded since September. Cases reported in Rilongwe and in Sanje. Rains are yet to start, but the Minister of Health has already recorded about 46 cases and one death between September 25 and October 22, 2023, raising fears of another outbreak. In the new cases have been recorded in Rilongwe, Luntha, and in Sanje district by the Public Health Institute of Malawi, film, and come after the Minister of Health Kombizegando Chiponda and the Presidential Task Force of COVID-19 declares on August 16 that the disease was no longer a public health threat.
And it's very disheartening.
You kuti tukamba kuti inoyonse nthawi ya mvula yatsala pang'ono kuti iyambe, and akolera akupezeka kuti wayambiranso. Now this is a wake-up call kwa, first of all, tonsa Malawi, the general public,
yes,
but also the Ministry of Health, kuti whatsoever we are doing, DMD bange follow precaution measures aja, kuti tigonjetse ntenda imene, because ikayamba mvula atunde
is
ikhala disaster.
If this is the case, banoba nthawi mvula sinatsindike yangu gaga ndima kakon
and you see here with 46 cases. Now this is not the only thing we are talking about, the health.
Yes.
You remember, I think some weeks ago we talked about also scabies mpere. Zimene so zavura kwambiri. Zinayamba kunzuzu kuja kenaka kuzabwera kudedza apa tikukamba dzulo in one of our news bulletin chikuku chaera kulilongweso konkuno. So it looks like ntchito tu ali nayo tu Ministry of Health koma all in all mukaona matenda osewa nkhani yake it's hygiene. Tikuyenera tisamale mene tikukhalira. Yes.
Alright, moving on to the second page of the Daily Times. Malawi celebrates Sadiq Malaria Week, and partly the story says the Ministry of Health has called for concerted efforts in stemming malaria cases in the country. Health Minister Kumbizi Kandoli Chikwamba said at a press briefing she addressed in Longwe yesterday as the country is commemorating Southern African Development Community Sadiq Malaria Week. Malaria continues to pose a threat to the attainment of health sector goals. Sadiq Malaria Week is commemorated in the second week of November. The minister said it is vital for the country to commemorate Sadiq Malaria Week as it will provide a framework for reflecting on the prevalence of malaria as well as encouraging information dissemination on issues such as disease prevention.
Here we have another story. It reads, MHRC chides government on deteriorating economy. Malawi Human Rights Commission, MHRC, has supported government for their deteriorating socio-economic conditions and has since asked the authority to address the challenges by the end of the first quarter of 2024. The Commission has pressed government to address high inflation rate, fuel scarcity, hunger and shortage of other essential services, among others.
Right, declare scabies an outbreak, and partly the story says that the Parliamentary Committee of Health has asked the government to, through the Ministry of Health, to declare that the country is facing a scabies outbreak. According to reports, over 4,000 cases have been registered across the country, and children under the age of 15 are among the patients. Committee Chairperson Marcus Ngwale said it is unfortunate that the Ministry of Health has been silent though cases continue to rise. Since the first cases were registered in Mzuzu City and other districts in the southern region, the ministry has never shared with Malawians how it is dealing with the disease, which has gone out of hand. As at now, our committee has received reports that many districts in the central and southern region have also registered cases. In terms of preparing for the crisis in Mzuzu, nobody did. Now the disease has gone out of hand as there are cases in Frontier and Lilongwe, which means it is a national problem. We think that the ministry should declare scabies as a disaster in our country, Ngwale said.
Kimagambazi tinangolutsa sindimadziwa kuti ilipo nkhani yayo mukuona akunena kuti akudandaula kuti a Ministry of Health sanatengepo gawo kwambiri kuwadziwitsa Malawi za scabies zimene timanena kuti mphere. And you would see kuti zinayamba kumzuzu right now akunena kuti ku southern iso zafika chigawo cha pakati ndizichete mamva last week kuti kudedza kachina kamenya kwaza ndi midzi ina kumeneko zapezeka kuti zafikanso. Now mphere it's one of imene ili very easy kupatsirana. Ine kuti ndili nazo mphere tikangokondana ndinuyo timadzirake tichangopezeka kuti tafika pakhungu pano basi renew waita mwazitenga. So this is something you look at now ndithawi kuti nthawi 1 2 ndekuti tanena kale kuti it's very easy. Mabasi athu ndiyambire mmabasi timapezeka kuti wolo mwina somwata mwalemekeza imafika nthawi nake anthu 5 upeza kuti siyenta kutsogolo kukukwera anthu 3 kutsogolo kuti kumayenera kukwere anthu awiri akuchita kupanikiza. So this is something ndi nthawi yotentha inoyo zimapanga spread very very fast. And my worry is not only mabasi koma ana ang'ono m'masukulu mphere it's very very easy. Ndechoyamba a Ministry of Health akuyenera atengepo gawo kwambiri kuwadziwitsa Amalawi. Chachiwiri Amalawi tiyeni tidzisamale tikakamba za mphere tiyeni tidzisamba tidzisamba ndithu komanso kachovala tidzichapa tisabwerekanenso dzovala because tibwerekana inu ndi ine mwina kaya ndi jacket kaya ndi chani ine sindidziwa zoti inu mudwala chani mudwala mphero lomwina muti zakuyambani ineyonso ndoti ndizitenga so matenda amenewa simatenda kuti empherete zabwino zimanyasitsa thupi ndithu.
Yeah, then the Parliamentary Committee on Health is asking the Minister of Health to declare the scabies as an outbreak.
Yes, and here, the Minister of Health, there is also another story. It says measles resurface, 9 cases confirmed in Rilongwe. The Minister of Health has recorded at least 32 suspected cases of measles, out of which 9 have been confirmed in Area 36 in Rilongwe. The minister said most of the affected are those under the age of 15 who did not receive the measles vaccine during the integrated immunization campaign against typhoid, measles, rubella, polio this year. Chiboko. Kulilongwe. 9 cases. And I would
anatenga masample 32,
yeah.
And out of those 9 are
measles. Now you would see kuti akunena kuti amene apezeka nawo ambiri ndadzaka dzoja sajepera 15 kumatsika musimu komanso ambiri ndi amene sana
baitseka
katemera
amaopa
beliefs two china ine ndinamva anthu timayenda mmakwalalamu timacheza ndi anthu ena akunena nthawi imene ija yakatemera akunena kuti inetu akatemera atitopetsa abale tibaitsa wa covid tikabaitsenso anawo kodi sidzitipatsa matenda ena angi koma you look at now what is happening tiyeni ana amene makolo sitinabaitse katemerayo tikatani tikawabaitse kuti tipewe matenda amenewa komanso akwenera awareness campaign ndithu a Ministry of Health ndinaona statement yawo imene anatulutsa panena kuti they are going to do that kuti anthu awadziwitse kuti kodi matenda amenewa tingawapewe bwanji komanso amakamba za ma signs and symptoms kuti zimene zimaoneka kuti uyuyu ichi chikhanga chitokhala chipo anakamba zosiyana-siyana zakamba za kutentha kwa thupi high fever akamba kuti maso ana amangotuluka misonzi komanso kufira komanso timati rash changati tima red smallpox so tiyeni ana amene sanabaitse katemera tionetsetse kuti akalandire katemera komanso tipewe ndithu matenda. What do you have?
Right, our minister just shifts to promote unity. Halfway the story says the local government unity in Kaja Minister Richard Chimulupanda is urged traditional leaders to promote unity and peace in their areas. He said this at Impera Trading Center ground in Lower District, where he installed traditional authorities related to senior chief on Friday. Sustenance of development activities that the government is carrying out depends on chiefs, Chimulupanda said.
Gotani Hara, protect welfare of women. Speaker hails tea sector on gender equality. Speaker of National Assembly Catherine Gotanhara has applauded the Tea Association of Malawi for taking an initiative to promote gender equality in the sector. She made the remarks on Thursday in Salima during the association workshop aimed at addressing disparities among male and female workers in the industry. Gotani Hara said this is in line with government commitment to promote welfare of women and girls for them to participate in development of the country.
Right, moving on to business segment. Malawi's ECF fight in November 15th. And partly the story says the International Monetary Fund IMF Executive Board set November 15th as the date to determine Malawi's extended credit facility ECF fight. The board meeting comes after Malawi reached a staff level agreement with the IMF mission on September 21st. According to the IMF board calendar, the IMF executive board will be looking at second review under the staff monitored program with executive board involvement, which the IMF mission approved in September. In an interview yesterday, Finance Minister Simprex Chichikapanda expressed optimism that Malawi will crack the node of the IMF executive board.
We have a story on the business in the nation. It says Macra told strides towards gadget identification project, and we have a picture of Suleiman. It says Macra has connected the system. The story reads, Malawi Communications Regulatory Authority, Macra, says it is making strides towards the implementation of a Central Equipment Identification Registry, CR, an initiative that will enable people to register their gadgets and SIM card to curb digital fraud. Speaking in Mangochi last week during the Mobile Money Fraud Prevention Task Force meeting for Macra officials, mobile service provider and companies, Macra Director Daudi Suleiman said they have a huge inroads towards the initiative. This is another good development. Imene ineo panga support, because I've seen advocates Macra concerning this. Mdziko muno mumachitika zawo kambere zambiri. Zole anthu amapeza kuti anthu akuberedwa mafoni, anthu akuberedwa ndalama zawo. Now this equipment imene Macra akufuna azigwiritsa ntchito izapangitsa kuti zimenezi zithe zawo kambere zimenezi zithe. So this is something, the way to go. We are living in a time of technology. We're going advanced. So this is another good thing. I don't know, what do you think about this?
Yeah, that's a very good development. Right. Still on business, the US-Africa program should be extended through 2041. And partly the story says a trade program that grants exports from qualifying African countries duty-free access to the United States-US market should be extended by 16 years, said the Democratic Senator Chris Coons, a reading voice on US-Africa policy. Talks are underway for the renewal of the 2-decade-old African Growth and Opportunity Act (AGOA), which is due to expire in 2025. African countries want a 10-year renewal of the pact ahead of the 2024 US election.
On arts, it says Tumaini Festival inspired by adversity. For many, Tumaini Festival passes as just another event in the normal entertaining calendar, but it may not be the case for the host community at Zarega refugee camp in Dowa district. One of the community members, Erevazio Guerrera, says when the time for the festival comes, they feel loved as normally as refugees. It is not often considered. It is not a formal life being at the camp. Sometimes we feel isolated and it's hard. But when this event comes and you see all people around here, it brings a special feeling. Last weekend, from the 2nd of November up to the 4th November, Konali Tumaini Festival.
Yes.
It's a festival. Imene imabweretsa oyimba kumalawi kuno kumanso akunja pamodzi imachitikira ku Zarega camp. As you have heard, our Erevazio from Zarega, one of the refugees, says ikabwera event imene amunena kuti amakhala kusangala because amakhala akukumana ndi anthu amasangalala amavina. I didn't go to attend the festival, but one of our workers here, our friends, they went, they attended the event, and they said kunali bwino kwambiri, and I was even following on the Facebook page Luntha, but also other radio stations, and you would see the people really enjoyed, people danced. I remember one of mwaina wemba analumeneko akot sangara kubwera Stanley Mtenga kubwera ashina zeze Kingston. So it's an event imene nditu and hodi amasangala kumakoma moti ine ndimati koma tu tinakakhaute tinapita koma this is something kuti anzatu akuti they feel isolated akakhala kampo kuchataizina zake koma akamaona anthu akubwera umene kuja kusangala limodzi nthawi ina amachotsa kusoti ma stress. They will meet people, they will make friends. So this is a way to go. Actually, we would like to upload the organizer organizers, they should continue doing this every year. Isazapezeke kuti nthawi inake munena kuti tumaini festival ile abale anzatu lazadandaula kukamba.
Alright, still on arts and culture, Soldier off to Kenya today. And partly the story says Soldier Lucius Banda leaves today for Kenya, where he's expected to perform this coming weekend. The legendary musician, who has just released a new track titled Umunyengele,
yes.
said yesterday ahead of the trip that he has left Erie to be practicing with the band. The organizers all work hard for me, and so I have not traveled with the Zambani band. I'll perform with the band from Kenya, and so I had to make sure I leave Erie to rehearse, he said.
Sports. We have a story by Gary Chima. It says, a derby that rocked. After a long time, it felt good to watch the most sought after soccer fixture on a domestic scene at Kamuzu Stadium from the open stands on a Sunday. The latest episodes of the Blantyre Derby, featuring aged old rivals Nyasabik Bullets and Mighty Mukulu Wanderers, lived to its pre-match hype. It really locked the captivating sights of lowering sound inside the stadium were wider to behold and sell out crowds, the chants, the cheers at the stand, images of the shitless and ecstatic fans. Last Sunday, munali mpira ndikanena kuti ine ndikamba ngati kuti ndinali konko ku stadium koma sindinali konko ndimamvera pa radio. Mpira umenewu matimu awiri amenewa, Wanderers and Bullets, zimatiza akakumana akanganya awiri amenewa pamakhala mpira osangalatsa anthu kumakhala kusangalala. Ndiye last Sunday kunakoma kwambiri. Chimene chinakometsa nchokuti idayamba kutsogola ndi Wanderers Mighty Mukulu, ndiye anthu unali kusangalala kuti atakhazika Bullets chete, Bullets itani iluza. Koma pamapeto pake zinapezeka kuti mpira uja unathera 1-1. All the supporters, all the coaches, they were very happy, and abanga ndrama zochuluka kwambiri, almost 67.7 million Malawi kwacha. So yeah, it was really a good game.
Right, still on sports, there is a story on the very back page of the Times newspaper. The story has 3 headlines, and the main headline says Milking Nothing Cow. The first sub-headline, Wanderers cry for overshare, and the last one, BTJ BRX in 67.7 million kwacha. Partly the story reads, Mighty Mukulu Wanderers were left fuming after they pocketed about 13.9 million kwacha from Sunday's 67.7 million kwacha record gross revenue during the Tenham Super League Blantyre Derby against rivals FC Nyasabik Bullets at Kamuzu Stadium. The revenue is supposed to be 56.4 million kwacha, which was raised during the first round of the Blantyre Derby. Wanderers Chief Executive Officer Roosevelt Mpinganjira has expressed discontent with the team's cards as the two rivals collected the same amount with ground owners. Mpinganjira highlighted the introduction of other expenses like renovation and chair hiring fees, which amounted to over 500,000 kwacha.
Adandaula kwachitika makobidi ndimanena kuti 67 million kumene kundika mwana kale pambalipa, koma manoma adandaula kuti alandira akuona kuti alandira pochepa. Actually, this is something chimene akuyenera afam komanso asulom komanso the government atsakhale pansi kukambirana bwinobwino, because at the end of the day matimu akumalawi ambiri amavutika kuti apeze ndalama because lack of sponsorship, komanso mwina ndalama zimene amalandira kuchokera kwa masponsor awo ndi zimakhala zochepa. Now you look at ndalama zimene apangazo, kunali ndithu anthu, and I've seen images.
Yes.
Kunali anthu, and to hear kuti ena ake akadandaule, this is not very good. Actually, at the end of the day, ndimafuna kuti pothawa zonsezi amenena kuti aliyense akhale satisfied. We don't know kumbali ya Bullets kuti mwina yo they are satisfied because akupanga complain ndi anoma. So I think the best so awenera kuti anthu awira amenewa akhale pasi nkukambirana kuti actually ngati timachita kudzoti kukakhala mpira matimu amenewa ndi matimu amene amakondedwa ndi Amalawi kwambiri. So Kalibansi.
Pashineba.
Yes, Pashineba.
You can get the last one.
The last one, it says, water higher in a 2-horse race. Sentijedu hapo hapa ile. Akulu kulizisamba. Water Nyamirando Manda, president wa farm, ndi Fritwood higher per 16 this month, November.
Yes.
Ndezi kuoneka kuti higher abwera boyera, water anabwera kale boyera. Kodi sitikudziwa kuti njovu ziwiri zimene zikakumana zikatebwanji, but we are wishing all of them the best that they are doing their campaign as we are approaching to the elections day. I think, yeah, you can get your copy at 1,200, both the Nation and
the Daily Times.
Yes.
Both are going at 1,200, just for you to have a full picture of what's in the papers.
Yes.
Yes, in today's edition of Press Levy, you've been with me, Charity Chilanga, alongside
Emmanuel Chuacha.
Have a beautiful day.